So as soon as I finished setting up all my equipment needed to film, and as soon as I press play, my next door neighbor decides that it's time to start mowing his fricking grass, even though it is 40 degrees outside and there's no reason to because the grass hasn't grown in like 2 weeks. So if you hear a lawnmower in the background at any point in this video, I am very, very sorry. But without further ado, my name is Dalton. Welcome to my channel. Today I am actually going to be doing a tag video. I am going to be doing the anti-TBR book tag. I don't know who started this or who created this book tag, but I will try to find them and link them in the description bar below so you can watch the original. If you don't know, a tag is basically just like a list of questions and then you try to find bookish answers for them. But without further ado, let's get into this anti-TBR book tag. The first question is a book that everyone loves that you have no interest in reading. So honestly, I can list literally basically everything that's popular on Book Talk, I'm not gonna lie, but I'm going to keep it to specific authors. Honestly, any straight romance, I'm not interested in reading. I don't care. I don't want to read straight people falling in love. It doesn't do anything for me. If you like it, that's fine. I'm just not straight, so it doesn't do anything for me. Gay romance, love. Straight romance, not into it. I just find the books boring and I don't care about any of the main characters or love interests. But I'm going to specifically mention any Colleen Hoover books. I've never read them, but every white girl that I went to high school with does and loves them. And like, that's an immediate red flag for me. I do have a degree in English, so I would like to say that I have pretty good taste in reading. But like when everybody who doesn't read normally likes a certain specific author, there's probably some deep-rooted issues with them. And I believe it's because she likes to romanticize trauma and abusive relationships. Like I said, I've never read any of her work, but that is what I get from it just from hearing like the synopsis and stuff of some of her novels. We'll never read, ever. Don't care how popular she gets, doesn't care. I don't care. She could come out with a gay fantasy romance and I still would not read it because I don't care. Then the next question is a classic or a classic author that you have no interest in reading. And I'm going to do another author for this one. Jane Austen. I don't, Pride and Prejudice, any of her novels. I'm not really a huge classic reader to begin with. I try to read some classics occasionally. Normally it doesn't turn out very well and I just end up getting 20 pages in and stop because I'm kind of bored. But for whatever reason, I just don't have any interest in reading Pride and Prejudice or anything else by Jane Austen. Like I said, I don't think it's Jane Austen or like, and like it's kind of bad because she is one of the like most famous female writers in like the classics genre because obviously women back then didn't write. And I should probably rethink that and pick somebody else. But like, honestly, I don't have any interest in reading Jane Austen. I'm so sorry because I know a lot of people love her works. Just not for me, at least not right now. So the next question is an author whose books you have no interest in reading. And honestly, this also could be a whole bunch of people from Book Talk. Colleen Hoover, who I already mentioned. But I'm going to do a different one. There's actually Riley Sager. I have one book of his. He writes a lot of like mysteries and thrillers. And the one that I have is kind of a paranormal. I would be willing to give that one book a shot. But Emily Fox here on BookTube always complains about his novels. And like, honestly, I just like, I've already been in a slump. So like, not liking something that I'm reading, it just doesn't sound fun to me. But another one is Taylor Jenkins Reid. I read The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo Hardcastle, whatever her name was. That book, I can't even find my copy right now. Anyways, I read the one book about the celebrity. It was fine. I enjoyed it. I didn't think it was a horrible novel by any means. I'm just really not interested in historical fiction, really. And like, it wasn't so great that I would like drop everything to read her other novels. and all of them kind of have like a historical fiction aspect to them, and I'm just not really interested in that. Plus, I didn't really think her writing style was all that wonderful. It was pretty plain and boring. Nothing against her, or if you like these authors, like nothing against them. It's just not something I'm necessarily interested in. The next question is a problematic author who you have no interest in reading, and I am going to choose, I mean, there's quite a few. Anything that J.K. Rowling ever comes out with, I will never read because I don't care. Unpopular opinion, I didn't even really like the Harry Potter series. Like, I liked it when I grew up, but then I read more as I grew up and like liked so many other books way more than the Harry Potter series. Um, Another big one is Jay Kristoff. I don't even I think I know why he's problematic, but I don't think I even know like the full extent of it. I couldn't tell you what his books are about. I'll throw one of them up on the screen. I know he has a super famous trilogy. I have read Illuminae that he did with somebody else. I read that when I was in high school. It was okay. I didn't love it. I love the way the book was set up because it was done in like emails and pictures and stuff, and I thought that was cool. Um, but I would never. The only book that I could possibly see myself reading from him is whatever the new vampire one is, and that is simply because that is one of the most beautiful book covers I've ever seen. And I would never buy it because I don't want to support him, but if I did see it at a local Goodwill or something, I may pick it up. Not gonna lie. And I know that's very bad for me. I wouldn't support it. Even if I did enjoy it, I probably would never mention it on here or put it on my Goodreads, but like, it's a very, very pretty cover. Yeah, it's a very pretty cover. The next question is an author that you've read a couple books from, but you have decided that their books are just not for you. Again, there's a couple of them. Stephen King is one of them. I've read 5 or 6 of his novels, and I've read 2 of the long ones. I've read It and The Stand. And out of those 5 or 6, I liked Carrie, because that was the first book that I ever read by him, and I read that when I was in high school. I gave it like 3 stars. Nothing crazy. It was a quick read, not bad. And then the only other one that I've liked since then is The Stand. And I think that's like his least horrific book. And I think I only liked it because I read it in the middle of a pandemic. So like a lot of things just resonated. But everything else has been like 2 stars or under. I don't like the way he writes female characters. I don't like the way he writes the same character, the same male writer, nerdy character in every story possible. But moving on, Leibardugo, I think is another one that I don't think she's for me. I'm gonna continue to give her works, like her novels, a try. But I read the Shadow and Bone trilogy last year. Did not love it. I think I like the second book the most, and even that was like a solid 3 stars, and it was not any better than that. And it was just very tropey, and I understand it's YA, but like, dang, was it bad. I read Six of Crows, the duology, when I was in high school as well, and I did like that a little bit more. I didn't love the second novel, but honestly, I'm not going to trust my opinion from high school. Because every book that I've reread from high school, I've thoroughly changed the review on. TJ Klune, also. I've only read the one book about the magic children and the love story that like happens at that foster care facility or whatever that is. It was okay, but like that's just not my type of novel. I'll never read it another one like that again. I don't need a book to make me feel good. I kind of want it to do the exact opposite. I would rather read like A Little Life and feel horrible. Am I mentally ill? Yeah. Then the next question is a genre that you have no interest in reading. And again, I already touched on this in the first question. Straight romance, heterosexual romance, no interest whatsoever. I will say true crime is also not a genre that I reach for. Murder mysteries, thrillers, that sort of thing. It's not something I reach for often, but I would do it more so than the other two genres. Then the next question is a book that you bought but will probably never read. And I'm going to do The Woman in White by Wilkie Collins. All I know is this is a mystery, and it says one of the greatest mystery thrillers ever written. And that's the only reason I bought it, because it was at Goodwill for like 50% off. And that's literally it. I don't know when I'll ever read this. It's huge. But I got it now. The next one is a book series that you started but have no interest in finishing, and honestly, this is going to be anything by Cassandra Clare. When I was in middle school and high school, I did read the Mortal Instruments series, and I did read the first like trilogy that kind of went back in time and was like in Old England, I guess. So I did read those novels by her, but like when I was in high school, I think I started Lady Midnight or whatever that one's called, whatever that series is. No interest in finishing. Laini Taylor, the daughter of Smoke and Bones or something like that, whatever that one is. I read both of those books so long ago and never finished the third one, and I don't ever foresee myself picking those up, so. And then the next question is a new release that you have no interest in reading. And this one, it's kind of sad for me. It's going to be Adam Silvera's new book, The First to Die at the End, I think is what it's called. I'll throw a picture up on the screen. I didn't like They Both Died at the End. I haven't really enjoyed one of his novels since his first two novels. So I'm just not really interested in reading this. And I've heard it's long. I've heard this book is like 500 or almost 600 pages or something. I don't need a contemporary novel, YA contemporary novel, to be that long. I don't. Yeah, I really don't have any interest in reading it, and it's unfortunate because I did love his first two novels. But that is everything, you guys. Let me know in the comments some books that you don't ever plan on reading, or some authors that you're just like, nope, won't ever do. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Peace out. Bye.